skills to toss it all. The next game is a matchup featuring Austria versus Mexico. World Lacrosse is committed to good sportsmanship. All athletes, coaches, and officials strive to represent the very best spirit and tradition of the game of lacrosse. We ask you to please support the participants and your fellow fans in a positive manner at all times. Profanity, vulgarity, or disrespectful cheers, remarks, or gestures are unacceptable and may be grounds for removal. Thank you for attending today's contest, and we hope you enjoy the World Lacrosse Men's Championship. At this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your caps for the playing of the Austrian national anthem.
A picture-perfect day here in beautiful San Diego as we get ready for some Pool E play. Austria taking on Mexico. A little bit of overcast here this morning, but that has burned off, and you couldn't ask for better circumstances. Both teams looking for their first win, maybe thinking about that beach after the game. I'm Nick Osello. Thank you for joining as both teams look to secure their first win here at the 2023 Men's Lacrosse World Championship. Mexico, Austria, coming up after these messages. Certainly going to be a good game. Both fans have showed up. Some great action coming your way momentarily. Do not change that channel.
Number 5, Mason Number 12, Klaus Howard. Number 13, Cedric Frerer. Number 15, Jack Garlickhouse. Number 16, Daniel Cougar. Number 20, Adrian Balash. Number 23, Abraham Wolfgang. Next, here are the starters for Mexico. Number 7, Matt Murakami. Number 10, Gerardo Matias. Number 16, Mike Hernandez. Number 31, Joe Cabrera. Number 33, Number 31, Samuel Montoya. And number 33, Will Cabrera. Number 61, Fernando Hernandez. Number 82, Charlie Martini III. Number 84, Nate Sanchez. Number 88, Josh Sanchez. And number 91, Juan Contreras. The official first game are Charlie Obermeyer, Ron Powell, Nate Morrow, Kim Panton, and Dale Wilson.
No. It's Pool E play here at the 2023 World Lacrosse Men's Championship. Facing off today is going to be Team Mexico, who you see in black right there. They are searching for their first win here in this tournament. Off to the left, you see assistant coach Mark McNeil, former PLL player, absolute stud on the field, certainly doing everything in his power to make sure that Mexico comes away with the victory. We see Matt Murakami, one of the captains of this Mexican squad, number 7. Both the coaching staff and the players have nothing but great things to say about him, not only in between the pipes, but as a leader on this team as well. Leads by example, is vocal, and the Mexican faithful have shown out as the fans have packed the sidelines. Their opponent today is going to be Team Austria. They are also searching for their first win after a loss to pool rival Scotland, as we get ready for some more action on what has already been an action-packed day here. Number 7, Vincent Stielen. We already mentioned before, the starting goaltender for Team Mexico is going to be Matt Murakami. Starting goaltender for Austria is going to be Cedric Frerer. As the crowd comes alive after the playing of the national anthems. One of the coolest things about this entire tournament, being exposed to a number of national anthems, seeing all of the teams so proud to represent their home countries, as both Mexico and Austria have a chance to do just that. Opening face-off here, and with no shot clock, those possessions are so valuable. And Ernie Malero comes away with the first draw of the day for Team Mexico. He has a little bit of an alley there, almost decides to test it out before saner heads prevail. Moves it to Matt Hernandez. Hernandez flips it up to Josh Sanchez, one of the better initiators, a pillar of this offense, number 88, Josh Sanchez. Certainly somebody to keep an eye on as this game progresses. Austria pressing out pretty far right there, as we saw Stefano Stratlinger. And Mexico has a chance right away. Shot, and they get on the board first. Will Cabrera with the easy dip and dunk, taking advantage of an unsettled situation in substitution They had the advantage, and they took advantage of it. Will Cabrera getting the first goal of the game, and as we see, Mexico just came down, had the odd man advantage, and that one on none. Too much for Ferrer. Too much for any goalie in this tournament. So Mexico starts out with the 1-0 lead, and off of the face-off violation, Austria is going to get their first chance to settle in. This is number 12, Klaus Hauer. And there's going to be a flag down. Now keep in mind, off of any violation, you have to give the ball carrier space. Team Mexico did not do that. Hauer, opportunistic. He has the ball on his stick right here. Speaking of opportunistic, gets a shot off, goes just wide. But Klaus Hauer understood the rules, understood that the Mexico defender did not give him enough space, runs towards him, initiates contact, and Austria has a chance to tie it up after Will Cabrera for Team Mexico scored the first goal of the game. First chance to check out the Austrian man-up unit, and that's Philip Spretsnik with the first shot for Team Austria, goes just wide. Keep in mind, Matt Murakami, the goaltender for Mexico, heralded as one of the best players on the entire national team. Austria's going to have to break down this Mexico short man unit. Looks like they're going to try and do that with ball movement. 3 players up top, all exchanging pass down low. And what a save. Matt Murakami, welcome to the show. His teammates and coaches were raving about him before the game. And as we see, that is for good reason with a kick save and a beauty at that. And here comes Matt Hernandez pushing the pace. The first goal of the game was Team Mexico's off of an unsettled situation. Are they going to press the pace here as Will Cabrera, the lone goal scorer here today, thinks about it? But this pressure from Team Austria, not to be trifled with. As Mexico settles in and we get a sense for their first true possession. That's Mike Hernandez, University of Michigan alum. Another good player. This Mexican offense is stacked with talent. Watching their first 2 games, there's no shortage of initiators or stick skills, as we see Mike Hernandez tap-toe his way down, takes a shot, and he stings it. Mike Hernandez, how you doing? I know his parents are in attendance here today, certainly proud of Mike Hernandez. I was talking about the pressure that Austria was applying earlier. They did not do that to Mike Hernandez, as the short stick midfielder for Austria gives him just a little bit too much space and able to step in and throw an absolute missile to the top center of the cage as Mexico takes a 2-goal lead here. Good face-off win. That's Klaus Hauer. A bright spot for Austria here so far, and he's going to draw yet another flag. That's his second drawn penalty of the day. And his second drawn penalty off of a face-off. So not only is he taking the draws, but he's initiating contact drawing penalties, and certainly going to be a pillar as he led Austria in the 2018 Men's Championship with 30 goals. So we get to see another chance for Austria on the man-up opportunity to get their first goal of the day. Over to Hauer. Hauer takes it to the top center, gets ready to shoot, and that one sneaks by Murakami, and we got a 1-goal game. Blink and you'll miss it. 3 goals right off the bat, 2 for Mexico, but Klaus Hauer answers. As you see, he carries the ball to the top center, a place that he loves to shoot. I don't know if that was deflected or if goalie Matt Murakami didn't quite get a good read on it. Regardless, it's a 1-goal game. Today has been action-packed, no shortage of dramatics. As you guessed it, Hauer gets a penalty off the faceoff, but this time it is against him, giving Mexico possession. There we see Will Gormley. Ball in his stick, carry it as they get settled. Will Cabrera, he's not at a goal today. Again, this Austrian defense playing out pretty aggressively, providing a little bit of space for guys like Cabrera to work as he rolls back behind the cage looking to feed up top. Thinks about it. Austrian defense too well organized. Cabrera still with the ball, moves it up to Petraka. Petraka moves it up so that they can initiate from up top. Right-handed dodge runs through the slide. Fernando Garcia gets ready to pass it back up top. A shot and the first save of the day for Cedric Freire. And a good one at that, stonewalling Oksana Petraka. But that Mexican ride so dangerous, and here they come on the counter-attack. But Austria recovers nicely. Fernando Garcia decides to pass it off to his teammate, not try to make any rash decisions. Looks like Austria can't decide if they press out or pack it in, allowing Mexico to get to the center here. Tyler Fiakowski moves it. That's Petraka. Petraka moves it down low. Shot! Goes just wide. Will Cabrera have said his name a couple times today. He's all over the field. Here comes Josh Sanchez. Shot! And a goal! And the flag! And one, he says. Stefano Stotlinger giving him a little extra after the shot found the back of the net. An action-packed first half of the first quarter. Mexico is going to go into our first break. 3, Austria 1.
At Morgan Stanley, old school hard work meets bold new thinking. At 87 years old, we still see the world with the wonder of new eyes, helping you discover untapped possibilities and relentlessly working with you to make them real. Old school grit, new world ideas, Morgan Stanley.
Kids grow up, and it goes by fast. At Rady Children's, we're growing up too, always looking for answers and new and better ways to care for your kids.
That's true.
Researching, innovating, breaking ground. As they soar to new heights,
Ignition.
we're ready for takeoff too.
Liftoff.
Max power, I'm about to go bigger and better. If I ever lose, set it on faster than ever. If I ever lose, set it on bigger and better. Hitting roller coaster can bigger, bolder, faster. I'm going to the maximum. I'm going to the maximum. I'm going to the maximum. I'm bigger, bolder, faster. I'm going to the maximum. I'm going to the maximum. I'm going to the maximum. I'm bigger, bolder, faster.
It is Mexico taking the early lead off of the stick of Will Cabrera. You saw that shot go wide, but he has buried it before. Certainly the start that Team Mexico wanted here today. Talking to their coaching staff before the game, one of the things that they were praising in their first 2 games, they didn't get a win, but they showed a great amount of coachability. Anytime there's an adjustment that needs to be made, all the coaches have to do is say it, and Mexico responds accordingly as they win the first draw and get ready to settle in on offense. So far, Will Cabrera has been one of the stars of the show, number 33 in black. Keep an eye on him. Mike Hernandez already has a goal today, moves it up to Cabrera. That Hernandez-Cabrera combination could be a dangerous one. Mexico is on the man up after a late hit on Cabrera as he netted one. Pass to the middle, shot, and a great save, Cedric Freire. That stick side, and he gooses it to the middle of the field, and luckily James Miller is there to scoop up that above-the-head pass. Mexico has already gotten additional possessions in the ride. They do so again here today in the unsettled situation. Are they going to press? No, they are not. That's Dante Castillo. Very well done. Smart to not try and press it. Shot, pass to the middle actually. Shot and another save by Frere, number 13 in white, standing on his head. But yet another turnover on the attempted clear, giving Mexico another possession. These will build up, and you can only ask so much of Austria's defense before the time of possession game just wears you down with no shot clock. Some of these possessions can go much longer than you're used to, as Juan Contreras has the ball, getting ready to dodge on Vincent Chilton. Pass down low. Good recovery by Team Austria there. Tries to go underneath, dip, and believe that went off the top of the crossbar, or Frere made yet another save. And here comes the Achilles heel for Austria and a strength for Mexico. It is their ride. It is fiery, but they just got burned with the flag right there. Looks like Team Mexico is going to place a premium on an aggressive ride causing turnovers. But anytime you put a premium on aggression, it could result in penalties. There's certainly been their fair share here in the first quarter today. Klaus Hauer, number 12, the only point scorer for Austria right now, and it was on a man-up opportunity. As we see Austria move the ball, skip pass back to the top center. Little spin move, shot, goes just wide. Philip Spretsnik with the impressive roll move to evade pressure before getting a shot off. Back to Hauer. Another shot, and that is popcorn for Matt Murakami. He is a fantastic centerpiece of this Mexican roster. Has already made a number of saves. That time he stopped number 2 Carson Lombardi on the shot, and now it's Mexico's turn to get harassed in the ride. Both teams not making it easy on each other, as Will Cabrera successfully gets the ball out of the double team. Now it's Petrarca. Unable to handle the pass, Taylor Fiakowski, although there it is again. I'm going to sound like a broken record here today if Mexico continues to get these second, third chance opportunities. We see some of the players in black put their hands up as if to say, slow down. We do not want to get in a track meet. It is a hot day as Fernando Garcia gets ready to dodge, moves it to the backside. Mexico settling in, looking for individuals to initiate here. Here comes Taylor Fiakowski. Fiakowski beats his man. Slide comes, runs through the slide. Pass back through the heart of the defense. Mexico unable to handle it. That was Fernando Garcia who just couldn't quite wrangle it in. Although, guess what? Mexico's ride causes another turnover for Austria. As Oksana Petrarca comes down, pushes the pace, has a little bit of space, passes it to the back. Good nose shot. That is going to be a shot as Will Cabrera's shot goes just wide. Josh Sanchez is going to find the ball on his stick after backing up the shot. He's at X, looking to initiate. Fakes the shot, fakes out his defender, gets ready to shoot, and looks like that was a save by Frere, but that fake shot fooled out the entire Austrian defense. And if Austria wants to climb their way out of this 3-1 deficit, they need to execute on the clear, and they do just that as Philip Spretsnik catches the ball over the midline. Moves it down to Garlinghouse. Garlinghouse looking to initiate. Garlinghouse hits the turf monster but maintains possession as Aaron Escobedo is all over him. Gets it out of the stick over to Hauer. Hauer looks to initiate. Hauer turns it in late. Shot and a goal! Klaus Hauer with his second of the game. After beating Jake Larambidi. It is Klaus Hauer with the individual effort, recognizes that there's just a little bit of space and sneaks it past Matt Murakami, who's played a very good game today. So even with the low angle, he's able to sneak it by, make it a one-goal game, and what does he do? He gets right back on the face-off X. Hauer doing it all here for Austria. Ernie Malero doing his best to win another faceoff for Team Mexico. And we got a good old-fashioned ground ball scrum here. Bodies flying all over the place. Ref puts his hands up, calls a push, and it is going to be Austria ball. Felix Olsenschi finds the ball on his stick. Austria, another chance to settle in. Matt Hernandez pushing out a little bit farther. There's Garlinghouse. We saw him escape pressure earlier. Over to Hauer. There's Adrian Balash, the heart of the team, number 20 in white. Has been heralded by his coaches and teammates. It's a guy who will get you going. You guessed it, here comes Hauer, rolls back, passes it up top. Very physical slide by Dante Castillo. Although great job maintaining possession by Balash. The heart of the team does a little shovel shot after beating two defensemen. Falling down, gets us out of his stick. And Carson Lombardi is there to back it up, and he's going to give it a go. Falls down, draws the slide, and the double team is going to put the ball on the ground. Looks like when he slid, might have scraped his knee up pretty good. Turf is an unforgiving surface. One of the interesting parts about this Austria team and program, as Mexico calls a timeout to get organized on the man down. 19 seconds left in the first quarter. I don't blame them. They would like to head into the second quarter with that 1-goal lead. Austria looking to tie it up. But one of the cool things about this Austria team, as the rosters are built for the World Lacrosse Championship, you can find Americans with heritage for Austria, or you can find Austrians who are willing to invest their time, energy, and effort to grow the game in their home country. And Austria has done the latter. They did not hold a U.S. tryout. Quite frankly, they were not seeking players who are born and raised in America that have Austrian heritage. They said, we are not going to host a U.S. tryout. And if they want to be a part of this team, they are going to have to fly to Austria to attend our national team tryout. They're going to have to show the investment before we even give them a chance. A big reason and a great quote is there's no sense padding the roster to get to number 17 if we were to finish 23 with homegrown players. That was head coach Hauer that mentioned that, and I love that sentiment, and this investment has been paying off with Austria keeping it tight against Team Mexico. Dropped one to Scotland, but representing their country with pride. During the national anthem, they were all singing it, getting fired up, and some of the Austrian faithful have made it out. And the Austrian faithful looking for somebody to tie it up here, and we'll see if they get that opportunity. Just under 20 seconds left in the first quarter. They're going to move it around as the Mexican fans give a little juice to the man down unit. Now 10 seconds. Looks like Klaus Hauer is going to wait this one out as time expires. That will do it for the first quarter here in beautiful San Diego on San Diego State's campus. It is Mexico 3, Austria 2 in a back and forth affair. As we see plays being made all over the field, physicality, everybody out here having a great time. Mexico struck first, Austria struck back, and it is a 1-goal game. Hey, Nick, how you doing, buddy? Welcome back, as that young fan is getting everybody in red excited. Look at that little legend. Running up and down the field, carrying the Austrian flag with pride. They are going to start with possession here to kick off the second quarter. They are going to be man up. And there's the man of the hour, Klaus Hauer. And another flag goes down. And we are going to have another man-up opportunity for Austria. Earlier, head coach Andrew Haas of Mexico was saying that this team is coachable. He needs to put a premium on having them stay out of the box as a 6-on-4, although that penalty is released, and now it's a 6-on-5, although that's a good shot opportunity. Save, Matt Murakami. Beating him stick side high is a very difficult ask. Ill-advised pass in traffic gives Austria the all-important possession here. With no timer on the clear, you have all the time in the world. Would have liked to see Murakami kill off a little bit more of that penalty before he tried to get out and clear. So Austria's going to settle in here. Mexico's penalty is released, so we are going to go back to 6-on-6 here. As there's Jack Garlinghouse, moves it back up to Klaus Hauer. Hauer looks to initiate, dodges to his left, gets ready for a shot, and what a save by Matt Murakami again. Thought that ball was going low, raised his left shoulder at the end, and here comes Mexico in transition. Jake Larambidi, and the ill-advised pass, Cedric Frere. And here comes some reverse transition. Austria looking to press the pace a little bit. A track meet here at San Diego State. Beats the double shot, goes just wide. Mason Supans. Or pardon me, that was Carson Lombardi bullying his way. As we see a replay right there through two Mexican defensemen getting the shot off, rings just off the pipe. As we see Nikki Shannon dodge, move it back up top. There's Carson Lombardi. We just saw what he's capable of. Over to Klaus Hauer. He has the 2 goals for Austria today, looking to get a third. Very good defense by Liam Kavanaugh Hernandez right there. As we see Gerard Probst look to initiate. Good individual defense by Mexico here so far. Austria with the skip pass. There's Probst looking to initiate again. Thinking about dodging and re-dodging, and unfortunately throws an ill-advised pass over the head of Hauer. And it's going to be Jake Larambidi, who has been told, I was told he is one of the fastest players not only on Team Mexico but in this entire tournament. When he turns on the jets, he has afterburners, as Taylor Fiakowski gets the ball up top. Mexico gets their personnel on. This is going to be Fernando Garcia coming out of the box. He might initiate, get a little bit of a head of steam. Decides against it, moves it down low. Trying to give space for Will Cabrera. He's had a good game so far. Over to Taylor Fiakowski. Back over to Garcia. And now Garcia decides to go. Pretends to take a shot. Nobody bites for it. Passes off of his back foot to the backside. That's Petraka, who moves it back up top. And now we have a dodge. Think about a shot. Shot, and it goes in. Taylor Fiakowski. Thought about it. Finally pulled trigger and snuck it right past Frere. As Mexico regains a 2-goal lead off of the stick of Taylor Fiakowski. Does a really good job of, as he dodges, he's looking at the slide guy who's coming from the crease. Says, you didn't slide early enough, you're giving me a little bit of space, and the team comes together. Throws a little party. As we get back into the action here, this has been a battle at the Face-Off X all day where seemingly no one can win it clean, and every time it turns into a scrum. Although Mexico's going to get this, and it's Will Gormley bringing it up the field. Talking to the coaching staff for Team Mexico, what I loved about this tournament, they said, is that it's been a great way to have players reconnect with their heritage. And no better way to reconnect with your heritage than to represent it, as Juan Contreras decides to take his chances from behind. Gets above the goal line, rolls back, looking to move it, and he does. There's Cabrera again. Thinks about a shot, and it's a goal! Will Cabrera, with defensemen draped all over him, doesn't phase him one bit and shoots to the impossible-to-stop off-stick hip around traffic. Beats one man, runs through that check, plants his feet a little bit, and there is no saving that. As it's a 3-goal lead now. And Ernie Malero at the faceoff X has been battling and scrapping all day. He's going against Klaus Hauer, the do-it-all utility man. And he comes away with the win, Ernie Malero. Moves it over to Angel Asensio. Asensio moves it down to Josh Sanchez. Or pardon me, that's Charlie Frattini. And here comes Mike Hernandez. He actually lived in Denver for a little bit as a member of the Outlaws. While he was living in Denver, was living with some lacrosse legends. Jamie Ikeda of Duke and Connor Frazina of Delaware were his roommates. He credits Connor Frazina for showing him the passion of the game post-graduation. And here he is representing Mexico as the feed inside couldn't be handled. And Austria just gooses it out. Look at the athleticism for Murakami right there. Shows a little bit of agility, takes a check or two before getting it out and saying, I don't want to get hit again. I will let Aaron Escobedo do that for me, as Escobedo looks to move it up. Unable to handle, but goes right into the stick of Juan Contreras. And now Mexico settles in, a little bit of breathing room after a bit of a scare in that clear. One-on-one, Will Cabrera moves it up top, Nate Sanchez. This is Nate Sanchez here, slips on the turf, gets back up, passes it. Passes, goes just high. Are they going to be able to save it? Sneaky stick right there from Will Cabrera to save that ball from going out, gain possession, and to give Mexico an extra chance. Short stick matchup here for Mike Hernandez. Mike's playing a little bit of quarterback out there, runs right by his defender, looks to feed backside, moves it in front. Now there's the feed in the middle, shot, and that's going to be a goal. He had all the time in the world. Will Cabrera putting on a show for the Mexican fans here today. A collapse of the Austria defense allows Will Cabrera to tap dance his way and make it a 4-goal game. Mexico up 4 on Austria, as we see not one, but a couple goals here in the second quarter for Mexico. Will Cabrera doing it all for the men in black.
Kids grow up, and it goes by fast. At Rady Children's, we're growing up too. Always looking for answers and new and better ways to care for your kids.
That's true.
Researching, innovating, breaking ground. As they soar to new heights,
Ignition.
we're ready for takeoff too.
Liftoff.
we honor our indigenous roots and international history. Lacrosse is more than a game. We play with speed, heart, and precision. Young, modern, electric, inclusive, growing across the globe. Lacrosse is everyone's sport, governed globally by World Lacrosse.
Experience real in a whole new way. From the all-new Rescue Junior, where learning about saving animals is fun, to the icy mission of the all-new Arctic Rescue, the longest and fastest straddle coaster on the West Coast, and spectacular new shows, concerts, parades, and fireworks. All in a world you need to rediscover. Get tickets as low as $64.99 during our 4th of July sale. SeaWorld San Diego. Real amazing.
Welcome back. It is Mexico 6, Austria 5. It's been an offense by committee here for Team Mexico. Everybody getting in on the action, breaking down this Austria defense that had a very good start. But this Mexico ride has caused second and third, even fourth possessions. And speaking of possessions, every faceoff has been a battle here today. Ernie Malero and Klaus Hauer going at it as there's going to be a push and it's going to be Austria ball. Austria has lost the time of possession battle here in the second quarter by a substantial margin, so just to see the ball in their stick is a relief for the Red Domers. And we'll see what they decide to do with it. Vincent Steilen moves it to Gerard Probst. Probst thinks about taking a chance against Will Gormley. We got Probst versus Gormley on the wing here. Probst taking him behind the net where he might be more comfortable. Running, forcing his left hand. Great pickup, great shot, great goal. Carson Lombardi. Showing a wide range of tricks, getting the ball off the ground, maintaining possession, and then stinging that top right corner, beating Matt Murakami, who's been playing a great game today. Every goal that gets past him, you know, has to be a good shot. And Carson Lombardi does just that. And credit to Gerard Probst, who drew the entire attention of Team Mexico, and that shot is just too good. You saw Murakami had a read on it. It was just a split second too late. And you guessed it, there's going to be a big battle here for the face-off. Always seems to be a 3-on-3 alley fight. And there it is again, even when Austria gets possession. That was Jake Larambidi, one of the better athletes on the field here today. And Austria is going to call a timeout, get organized. Maybe they try to counter-ride themselves. So far, it has been their clear losing versus Mexico's ride, so maybe they look to flip that script. As Klaus Hauer goes to the referee and pleads his case about something that was happening during the face-off. Very rarely do you see face-off guys complaining to the refs. I say that with 100% sarcasm. One of the things that Austria has done well is give their playmakers space to operate. They know their team. They know their team identity. They know who the playmakers are, and they want to give them room to be creative, beat their defensemen, and get shots off. Another interesting point about this Austrian team, of course they are proud to represent their country, but this is a team that when you talk to them, they are excited to potentially not be on the roster for the next World Championships because they hope that the torch has been passed to the next generation of young Austrians. Might sound counterintuitive, well, why wouldn't they want to play in 4 years? Well, it's because the time, energy, and investment they've put into growing the game in Austria has paid off, and they have been replaced by the next generation and for years to come. Very cool story. And it looks like that timeout by Austria was before they lost possession, so even though the referees pointed that it was in possession for Mexico, looks like that timeout happened just before. And that's going to be Jack Garlinghouse with the ball. Moves it over to Adrian Balash, who's the heart of this team. Taking it nice and slow, back to Balash. Balash over to Probst. There's Nikki Shannon with the ball. Shannon moves it back to Balash. Balash getting ready to initiate. Dodges to his left. The slide is there immediately. Gets it back to his right. Passes it over to Lombardi, who just had a great goal. Feeds it inside. Shot goes just wide. A great pass from Lombardi to Balash. Balash, a guy who is going to fight every second of this game. So proud to represent his home country. Back up top to Carson Lombardi. Looks like Mexico's playing a little bit of a zone here, potentially. As Probst tests the water of this new look from Team Mexico. Pick up top, get ready for a shot. Shot save. Murakami in that little battle between the shot of Carson Lombardi and the stick of Matt Murakami is 1-1. Good clear attempt up to Jake Larambidi. He's running it up the field. And Mexico is going to slow it down. And Mexico's going to settle in for another possession here after they tested the waters on the clear. Saner heads prevailed, and they are going to put a value and a premium on the possession. As Taylor Fiakowski Mexico settles in for another possession here. Just under 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. They're going to wheel it around. Here's Fernando Garcia drawing the slide, moving it back behind the cage, but a great check by Austria and a little extra something by Mason Supans. Just a little extra, how do you do after the check sent the pass wide? And again, you've heard me say it once, you'll hear me say it again. Austria needs to be more efficient with their clears. You cannot have a bad clearing percentage and expect success with rosters as good as they are, and that pass is not going to do it as Mexico gets another extra possession. Will Cabrera, he's been all over the field, one of the best playmakers in black. Moves it to Asensio. And here comes Josh Sanchez. Sanchez flips it to Mike Hernandez, University of Michigan graduate, former Denver Outlaws player. Family here in support of Mike Hernandez. Up to Juan Contreras. Contreras has Probst on him. Looks like he likes this matchup. Just under 1:15 left to play. You don't have to be urgent with a minute left, but you do have to be mindful of the clock. You want to get a great opportunity, not a good one. As the referees put up the keep it in, we've seen a number of teams just walk out of the box. So you see the black box around the goal. As we see a feed inside, trickles out to the back. Mexico maintains possession. Plenty of time left on the clock as Juan Contreras looks to initiate yet again. Goes to his left hand, draws the slide. Austria recovers efficiently. And this is great aggression by the Austrian defense. Hernandez finds it in his stick and stepped out just before getting that pass off. And with just under 30 seconds left, it's going to be Austria who has a chance to cut the lead to 2. We'll see if they do anything with it here. 20 seconds left. They might be content with just not having a turnover and giving Mexico an opportunity. Although here comes another rider for Mexico. Flip back, and the clock is going to run out very likely before Austria gets a chance. That'll do it for the first half here today. Mexico is going to take a 3-goal lead into halftime. It's been an offense by committee swinging it around the horn, letting the ball do the work for them, combined with some individual efforts, as well as the great goaltending of Matt Murakami. Plenty of credit to go around for Team Mexico here. I'm Nick Ocello. Thank you for joining me.
Make sure to head over to the Adrenaline Lacrosse booth in the vendor village to get a free gift card, including an official hat of the national champions, Notre Dame Lacrosse, plus more to give away to your teams. Don't forget to download the official event app for daily schedules, scores, stats, and more. Download the Superfan Loyalty
Gotcha.
app on Android or Apple Store and search for the 2023 World Lacrosse. FF Lacrosse is proud to be the premier apparel sponsor of the 2023 World Lacrosse Men's Championship. Head to any of FF World Lacrosse merch tents today to get your official championship gear. Find amazing designs, including shirts and hoodies, available for all 30 age groups. Promise will share with each nation as you purchase their gear on FF Lacrosse.
Billboard read into anything, or is it just a quick one, scene setter, and then that'll happen on the second?
Make sure you have your World Lacrosse playoff tickets from June 27th through July 1st.
Is that free?
Won't want to miss this coming weekend on June 29th, with the group's final days on Saturday, July 1st at Stadium. Head to worldbox2023.com for single-day passes. Please continue to support the lacrosse community of San Diego with the San Diego Series. Cheer on your local professional lacrosse team at Pechanga Arena, San Diego, for the 2023-2024 season beginning in December. Visit SealsLock.com for season tickets and follow on social media at SealsLock.
The 2023 World Lacrosse Men's Championship is sponsored by Rady Children's Hospital, the largest children's hospital on the West Coast, ranked among the 10 best children's hospitals in the nation. We are on beautiful San Diego State's campus for Pool E play here at the 2023 World Lacrosse Men's Championship. It is Mexico versus Austria. 3-goal game. And no shortage of great goals, no shortage of physicality. This game has had it all. Excited to see what the second half is going to bring us. This is Nick Ocello in the booth. We will see you after these breaks.
Kids grow up, and it goes by fast. At Rady Children's, we're growing up too, always looking for answers and new and better ways to care for your kids.
That's true.
Researching, innovating, breaking ground. As they soar to new heights,
Ignition.
we're ready for takeoff too.
Liftoff.
Kids grow up, and it goes by fast. At Rady Children's, we're growing up too. Always looking for answers and new and better ways to care for your kids.
That's true.
Researching, innovating, breaking ground. As they soar to new heights,
Ignition.
we're ready for takeoff too.
Liftoff.
It's been a back and forth affair here in beautiful San Diego as the breeze picks up just a little bit. The matchup is Mexico versus Austria. Mexico up 3 goals, 6-3. No shortage of offensive firepower for the men in black. Mexico having a number of different goal scorers. And for Austria, it's been the stick of Klaus Hauer that has initiated most of the action for the men in white. As we see the Austrian faithful provide their team a little bit of juice. But every time Mexico scores 1 or 2 in a row, Austria keeps creeping back. 6-3 is the score. Mexico has held the lead for the entire game. Every face-off battle is a scrum. Every clear for Austria is a battle. Mexico winning the game, the time of possession game. And the scoreboard results speak for themselves. It's those second, third possessions that Mexico keeps getting, and guys like Will Cabrera, as you see 1, 2, 3 fakes sneaking it past Cedric Ferrer. Matt Murakami for Team Mexico, the goaltender and captain of the squad, certainly having a good first half as well. A beautiful day here in San Diego. Pool E play at the 2023 World Lacrosse Men's Championship. We welcome you back to beautiful San Diego. I'm Nick Ocello. Thank you for joining me for Pool E play, Mexico versus Austria. After one half, it is Mexico with a 3-goal lead. And I gotta say, a big part of that has been, even if their shots get saved, the attackmen and the offensive midfielders for Mexico do such a good job on the ride, causing those extra turnovers that just pile up and wear on the Austrian defense. The Austrian defense started off hot in the first quarter in front of goaltender Cedric Fair, but you can only ask so much, especially when Mexico gets into a rhythm. This is a offense that is loaded with talent from top to bottom. Will Cabrera having a great first half. And I wouldn't be surprised if this faceoff turns into a physical scrum. They seemingly all have. And here we go. Mexico gets possession. We'll see if they can turn this into an opportunity. It's in the stick of Samuel Montoya. Montoya taking his time, assessing what's in front of him. And what's in front of him is Mike Hernandez. Put on 10 pounds for this tournament, back to his college playing weight. Good player for the University of Michigan. Juan Contreras getting ready to dodge on Philip Spretsnik. Contreras draws the slide, moves it. Odd man on the backside. We'll see if Mexico's able to take advantage of it. They don't. They settle in to re-engage. Pass up top. Pass to the middle. Shot! Goal! We'll see if it stands. Was he in the crease? No, he was not. That goal will stand. Josh Sanchez gets the ball in the back of the net, tiptoes around the crease before falling in, but the ball was well in before. What a great look right there from who else but Will Cabrera. Pardon me, that was Charlie Frattini. That 2 and 8 was a little bit mixed up on his jersey. Sorry. But a great look from Will Cabrera. He is doing it all today, filling up the back of the net. Goals, assists, rides. If I had to tab an MVP right now, it is 33 in black. Off of the faceoff, it's going to be charged. A hold against Mexico is going to give Austria possession. Here comes Klaus Hauer. He's been one of the bright spots for this Austrian offensive unit. Would certainly like to see some more production. Are they going to get it right now? Hauer draws the double. Flips it back up to Jack Garlinghouse. Garlinghouse gets ready to dodge on Matt Hernandez. Garlinghouse draws a hedge, but not a committed slide as Garlinghouse beats his man again. Shot goes just wide. Austria was closest to the ball where it went out of bounds, so they're going to maintain possession. Adrian Balash with the physical dodge. Over to Carson Lombardi. Lombardi has a goal here today on a dodge not unlike this, to his left hand, battling through. Decides to move it in front, and here comes Hauer drawing the double again. Hauer gets ready to shoot, just wide. When Lombardi and Hauer, 2 and 12 for white, put their shoulder down, good things happen, and there's a penalty, so it's going to be a free possession. And another penalty after Jack Garlinghouse got the shot off. Some contact was made, and he's just a little bit slow to get up on his own weight. Showing good toughness by Jack Garlinghouse as we see him. Ooh, nice physical hit there from Aaron Escobedo. But Garlinghouse pops up, shows the toughness of Team Austria. And they are going to be 2 men up here, and this is exactly what the doctor had ordered. A big chance to cut this 4-goal lead down to 3. Anytime you have a 2-man advantage, ball movement is key. Austria has relied on individual efforts thus far. Can they shift that mindset into crisp ball movement, which should, given the space advantage they have out there, result in a good shot? Keep in mind, Matt Murakami in net for Mexico is going to make a save. Austria not afraid to shoot it early and often, and now they have a chance to ride. They have the 2-man advantage. This should be a very difficult clear as Jerry Vasquez moves it up top. Dante Castillo not able to handle it. Feed in front, shot, what a save! Matt Murakami, I've said his name over and over again, and it's because of saves like that as Dante Castillo moves it up to Jake Larambidi. Is Mexico going to push with 2 men down? That would certainly be a bold move. And they might just do that. Here he comes, feeds it down low. A dangerous area of the field, however, no goal and no shot, although it is going to be offsides. So there is some turf on the field, and love to see it. Number 12 on Austria, Klaus Hauer, got a great shot off, and look at the kick save. Murakami. And what I love about that is they were just talking, and I can only assume that Hauer was saying, hey, you mind not making that save again? Because that was point blank range, and the captain for Mexico keeps it a 4-goal lead as we have our first timeout of the second half, third quarter here. Referees keeping it tight, making sure no team gets chippy either way. We've seen some physicality, but it hasn't gotten ugly yet. We'll certainly keep an eye on that. Going back to Klaus Hauer, he has been the bright spot for Austria, but a testament to the captain and goalie of Team Mexico, Matt Murakami, saving Austria's best shot attempt yet, where Klaus Hauer on the man advantage, point blank range, kick save, and a beauty at that. Going back to the story of number 16 in black, Mike Hernandez. Originally from Piedmont, California, was a member of the Denver Outlaws on some of their championship runs. And again, he attributes a lot of his lacrosse growth to his roommates at the time, Duke defenseman Jamie Ikeda, but in particular, Connor Frazina from the University of Delaware. So that house was certainly loaded with talent, and Mexico is better off for it, with Mike Hernandez stinging one of the better goals that we've seen here today. It's going to be Adrian Balash trying to clear it up to Klaus Hauer, and we'll see the Hauer-Murakami rivalry rear its head yet again. Moves it down to Garglinghouse. Up to Hauer. Over to Spreznik. Some good ball movement here from Austria. Over to Spreznik. Moves it down low. Now back up top. Is he going to shoot? He is! Shot! Goal! Klaus Hauer avenges the earlier save from Murakami and beats him, and that cuts it to a 3-goal lead. He identifies that there was space available, steps in, and absolutely rips it. I love this guy's game. Not only is he the best offensive weapon in white, but he is the face-off man, and he is battling every single time. There have been rare clear wins here today. So for Hauer, certainly taking his conditioning serious in the offseason as he comes up, passes it. Going to get another shot off. Shot goes just wide. Jack Garlinghouse was catching up with his parents earlier before the game. Seems like a fine young man coming from a great family. As Carson Lombardi has the ball in his stick, thinks about moving it up to Shannon. Shannon over to Balash. Balash known to initiate. Jab steps, gets to his right, passes to the backside. No angle for Lombardi right there. Lombardi moves it up. There's Hauer. Hauer and Murakami quickly becoming a shooter-goalie rival here as the Mexico chants break out. And right as I say that, quiet down. There's Hauer. Moves it up to Lombardi. Austria trying to clear out a little bit of space, see where they're going to initiate from. And Jack Garlinghouse says, I will do it on my own. Great ball movement from Austria led to a little bit of confusion from Team Mexico. And by the time Garlinghouse beat his man, it was too late. Look at the speed going right underneath, turning it back in. And that's so hard for a goalie to stop. You're ready for one angle, and as the offensive player cuts across the crease, creates an entirely different angle altogether. And even though Mexico has looked good for this entire game, they can't quite separate. And what might seem like a 4 or 5 goal lead to them is only a 2-goal lead on the scoreboard, and that is all that matters. Klaus Hauer, Jack Garlinghouse putting the team on their back. More after this.
Kids grow up, and it goes by fast. At Rady Children's, we're growing up too. Always looking for answers and new and better ways to care for your kids.
That's true.
Researching, innovating, breaking ground. As they soar to new heights,
Ignition.
we're ready for takeoff too.
Liftoff.
We honor our indigenous roots and international history. Lacrosse is more than a game. We play with speed, heart, and precision. Young, modern, electric, inclusive, growing across the globe. Lacrosse is everyone's sport, governed globally by World Lacrosse.
Experience real in a whole new way. From the all-new Rescue Junior, where learning about saving animals is fun, to the icy mission of the all-new Arctic Rescue, the longest and fastest straddle coaster on the West Coast, and spectacular new shows, concerts, parades, and fireworks. All in a world you need to rediscover. Get tickets as low as $64.99 during our 4th of July sale. SeaWorld San Diego. Real amazing.
Welcome back, where Mexico has a 2-goal lead on Austria, but Austria has a little bit of momentum after Jack Garlinghouse beat his defenseman underneath, scores, and celebrates with his teammates. And the all-important face-off again, number 12 for Austria, Klaus Hauer, not only their best offensive threat, but taking the draws as well. I can only imagine how difficult that would be. Although he gets called for holding the stick right there as he tried to counter after Ernie Malero won the clamp. And watch out, here comes Dante Castillo as the entire nation of Austria collapses in on him. And Mexico takes the timeout. Dante Castillo, a very good defenseman for Mexico, not just on the defensive end of the field, but he is an offensive threat as well. Austria knew that, sent almost everyone in the cavalry over to make sure that he did not get that scoring opportunity. Those pole goals always come with a little bit of extra juice, and while Austria has just a shred of momentum here, can't afford to give up a pole goal, which counts for 1 on the scoreboard and plus 20 to energy. As we see Team Mexico huddle in, talk a little bit of strategy. They've found success offensively, and it's been all over the board. It's been individual efforts. It's been initiating, moving the ball, and having the ball do the work. It's been great feeds to the crease. They've had a little bit of a sampler platter of offense here today, and credit to them for assembling a roster that has no shortage of offensive weapons. And we'll see what they drew up. Talking to the coaching staff of Mexico before the game, they said coachability is a strength of this team. All they have to do is say it and it is immediately implemented. They want to learn, they are hungry to learn, and we'll see what happens here. Taylor Fiakowski starting with the ball in his stick. Mason Supans doing a good job guarding him. Mexico wheels it around, moves it up top. It's Fernando Garcia getting ready to initiate. Ball in his right hand, getting to a dangerous area of the field. Shot, and just off of the stick of number 16, Danielle Puher. Puher prevents the ball from even making it to the cage. And Austria, are they going to try and push here, or is Mexico going to ride again? They are so dangerous getting those extra possessions. Starting to lose count of how many successful rides Mexico, and those rides energizing the crowd as the Mexico chants come alive. Will Fernando Garcia capitalize on it? He moves it down to Cabrera. Cabrera, Garcia play a little bit of a two-man game. Runs through that check. This is Cabrera, one of the best weapons Mexico has. Still playing that two-man game with Garcia. They move it to the backside. There's Petraka. Up to Fiakowski. Fiakowski known to initiate from time to time. Draws the double, rolls away, moves it back up top. There's Petraka thinking about it, moves it back. Shot goes just wide, although given the celebration by Cedric Frere, he might have gotten a piece of that. That ball was humming. Mexico maintains possession, looking to attack and make it a 3-goal game again. Is it going to happen right here? Mexico doing a good job of breaking down this Austrian defense, but not taking any risky chances. So this is Sanchez, beats his man, moves it up top, shot, goal! Petraka with the missile. And that is just a team effort by Mexico. It's not the first look, sometimes it's not even the second look on that possession right there. That was about the 10th good look that they had. Getting the possession on the ride, putting the pressure, keeping their foot on the gas, and again, making it a 3-goal game. And that possession right there, I think, defines this Mexican national team. A team assembled that has weapons all over the field, but is defined by their unselfishness. As we see an important face-off, and there's Klaus Hauer again, and here comes the counterattack from Austria. Is it going to be a goal right here? It is not. Not if Matt Murakami has anything to say about it. Great shot by Adrian Balash right there. I believe there was a trail check that affected the quality of that shot. Klaus Hauer being harassed by Aaron Escobedo right there. He moves it to Gerard Probst. Although a turnover is going to happen, and here comes Aaron Escobedo. Or pardon me, that's Dante Castillo coming up. You know he's a threat. He moves it. Great handle right there. And another rebound attempt. Charlie Frattini was going to be in the crease, so we'll see what happens here. I'm not quite sure what's going on. After all that, it's going to be Austria ball, but Dante Castillo, got to watch out for him. He is a high IQ offensive threat. Moved it down, and Will Cabrera with great handles got a look. But Cedric Frere stands tall. And this has been one of the stories of the game. Is Austria going to be able to clear it? And they do after threading the needle. Here comes Philip Spretsnik. Spretsnik moves it down low. There's Garlinghouse, who not only soaked a big hit, got the wind knocked out of him, popped right back up and scored the next goal. 3-goal game here, just under 3 minutes, 30 seconds left. Adrian Balash, the heart of this Austrian team. He's going to take Dante Castillo behind. And they're going to move it, find a better matchup. Guess who? Klaus Hauer. Another great save and another chapter in the Murakami versus Hauer rivalry here. Here's Spretsnik. And great defense by Jerry Vasquez. And there's Murakami, although he has pressure all over him. Can he get it out of his stick? He can. There's Matt Hernandez on the receiving end of the pass, pushing it up the field. They have numbers. He has Castillo, the long pole, who is the offensive threat. Moves it down to Fertini. Every single shot, whether it's a goal or whether it's a save, it's either a goal or a counter opportunity for the opposing team. Bit of a track meet's broken out here in the third quarter. A little bit over 2 minutes to play. Taylor Fiakowski moves it back behind, looking for the feed. Potential shot opportunity inbound. And a great double and collapse on the crease by Austria, although he gets the ball and ends up scoring. How about it? After the entire Austrian defense collapses on the crease. I believe that was Petraka that came out with it and was able to get a shot on cage. Great collapse we see by the Austrian team right here. Everybody jumping up for the ball. As we cut away, that was number 8, Oksana Petraka. As we see the team give him a little bit of well-deserved love. And just like a pole goal creates a lot of momentum, those goals are killers. They take the wind out of your sails, you collapse, and you do well. And somehow Petraka says, looky what I found. Great chance opportunity. Here comes Cabrera, watch out. And the backhand shovel shot goes just wide, but flags flying all over the field. That's going to be a trip. Nothing malicious about it, but when Will Cabrera decides to turn on the jets and go make a play, you got to do something. Pardon me, that's going to be a hold, as it's a 4-goal lead. 45 seconds left to play here in the third quarter, as Mexico looks to take their first 5-goal lead of the game. We'll see what their man up has to do about it, as Mason Supans decides to apply a little bit of pressure. There's Mike Hernandez, apologies. Moves it back to Contreras. Taking their time here, being patient. And we'll see if it results in anything. 15 seconds left. Penalty release. Mike Hernandez shot stings that left side pipe. How you doing, Mike Hernandez? He established himself as one of the best outside shooters on the team in the first half. What does he do? He doubles down on it, and on a frozen rope. Wouldn't be surprised if that was in the triple digits, 100 miles an hour. Mike Hernandez. And what's frustrating about that is now anytime 16 in black has the ball in his stick, you got to give him a little extra respect, press out a little bit more. 7 seconds left. Is Mexico going to get something here? No. Great check by Mason Supans is going to take us to the end of the third quarter here, as Mexico gets their first 5-goal lead of the game just before the quarter ends off of the stick of none other than Mike Hernandez. Before that, it was Garlinghouse getting a little momentum for Austria. Back and forth affair here. You are not going to want to miss the fourth quarter. welcome you back to the 2023 World Lacrosse Men's Championship presented by Rady Children's Hospital. As the fourth quarter kicks off, Mexico is taking a comfortable 5-goal lead, but they had to earn every piece of it as Klaus Hauer, one of the more dangerous players in white, not only wins the faceoff but scores goals. Speaking of scoring goals, that's Jack Garlinghouse with the ball. Garlinghouse had a great goal earlier, and that combination of Hauer and Garlinghouse, I think Austria might need to rely on as they look to narrow the gap. Shot goes. That bottom left foot of Murakami has made a number of kick saves as Spretsnik tries his hand at beating the Mexican keeper. This is Matt Hernandez, not to be confused with number 16, Mike Hernandez. No relation that I'm aware of. Over to Charlie Frattini. And he's guarded by Felix Holman as Mexico works it around the horn, gets their personnel on. That personnel, Nate Sanchez, number 84. He tries his hand, dodges to his left, rolls back to his right, looks to move it. Moves it back up to Josh Sanchez. So Nate and Josh Sanchez. This is Josh. Dodges to his left, looks to feed it forward. He does. Thought about a shot. Working his way through the heart of the defense. Pass to the backside, shot. And Stefano Stotlinger got his stick in the shooting lane, didn't let that ball reach the cage. And Cedric Frerer, who's put together quite a game, and jinxed him right there. Sorry, Cedric, as he makes an errant pass. It's going to give Mexico another crack at it. This is Josh Sanchez. The hitch gets to the middle of the field. There is Mike Hernandez. He absolutely stung that corner at the end of the third quarter. Is he going to initiate? No, he's not. He's going to run right by the slide, look to throw back, but he does draw the flag along the way. Mexico with the free possession right here. Moves it up to Sanchez. Austria playing aggressively. And I don't know if they called that a moving pick, but the stop in the action is going to send Austria on their man-down unit. Something that's impressed me about this Austrian defensive unit is their ability to get the sticks in the shooting lanes. Oftentimes, when the Mexican players are releasing, the ball doesn't make the cage because a man in white got in the way. Mexico settles in for their man-up opportunity. Keep in mind, number 16, Mike Hernandez, he is the outside threat. We'll see if he does anything with it. Moves it back down low. Ball's behind the cage. Looking for that deadly skip pass. Thought about stepping in. Mike Hernandez does! And what a great save, Cedric Frerer, on the bounce shot from Hernandez. Very well done. He tracked it when it was low, and when the ball jumped off the turf, so did he. And his left hand, which is normally at the bottom of his stick, shot up and deflected it away. Hernandez moves it back up top. Far side now. Hernandez down low. Shot goes just wide. That's Josh Sanchez. Missed just to the right of the cage. Mexico still on the man advantage here. A big opportunity to make it the first 6-goal lead of the game. Although it is all even now. Feeds it to the inside. Shot goes just high. Crafty stick skills from Will Cabrera right there as he points back up to Mike Hernandez saying, thanks for the pass. I'll get you next time. That was a great look that just sailed high. Mexico looks to initiate again. Feed inside. Shot. Stopped by Cedric Frerer yet again. Putting together quite the fourth quarter slurry of saves as Philip Spretsnik handles the difficult pass. Good display of stick skills by Spretsnik right there. This is number 6, Nicky Shannon with the ball. Has all the space in the world, but he has Aaron Escobedo draped all over him. Gets it out of his stick, and Austria needs to settle in here and value this possession if they have any chance at crawling their way out of this 5-goal lead. This possession would be a great place to start. They bully their way into the middle of the field. Team Mexico collapses, pass to the backside. Unfortunately, Probst wasn't able to handle it. He had a little bit of time and room right there. And as Hauer was pleading his case for the call, there's Larambidi, one of the best athletes on the field, very fast. And now Mexico, so dangerous. Austria has two enemies now. That is Team Mexico and the clock. When you're in that deficit, you want to see as much time on the clock as possible. This is Josh Sanchez from behind, passes it up top, shot. Another save by Cedric Frere. Really keeping Austria in this game as best he can, making 4 saves in a row on the Mexican shooters so far. Sweeping dodge over the top, pass down to Josh Sanchez. I've been saying his name a bunch. Am I going to say it again on a goal here? No. Moves it back up to Petraka. Petraka over to Fiakowski. Fiakowski's shot goes just wide. Credit to Cedric Frere. He's making these men in black earn every goal that they get. No easy ones on him today. Josh Sanchez looks to initiate, moves it over. Alex Petraka, and Frere eats it up again. And unfortunately, the pass to Carson Lombardi goes just a little bit too high. They're going to have another opportunity here. They have a little bit of a numbers advantage, albeit for a split second. Decide not to try and push it, take advantage of it. Shot goes just wide. Will Cabrera, who I've been very impressed with here today. His bag of tricks is deep. Guy who can pass, catch, finish, shoot, do it all. As we see Frattini with the ball. As we hit the 8-minute mark in the 4th quarter here. Pass to the backside, shot, goal! Fernando Garcia stings that top left corner, and finally Team Mexico can get that 6-goal lead. That goaltender Cedric Frere did his best to prevent for so long. And the Mexican fans come alive here on the sidelines. The energy is palpable. The Mexican flags are flying on this beautiful San Diego afternoon. Mexico 11, Austria 5. for Team Mexico, it has been Will Cabrera with the best hands of the day. So sneaky around the crease, his ability to handle pressure and get shots off has been unmatched and a thorn in Team Austria's side. And not only can he finish, but he has some dance moves right there. Little tip-tap-a-roo. He's played quite the game so far and is a big reason why Mexico is taking a 6-goal lead here into the second half of the fourth quarter. Austria settling in. They've gotten some really good looks. Are they going to get another one right here? Shot goes just wide. Garlinghouse put everything he had into that one. But Matt Murakami has played so well in net for Mexico that sometimes you focus more on trying to sting that perfect corner as opposed to making the goalie make saves. And there's a backside holding call on Austria, which is all but devastating with just under 7 minutes left. 6 goals you need to tie the game and send it into overtime. We had our first double overtime matchup of the day as Ireland edged out a scrappy and well-coached Latvia team. Good job by Latvia to hang with a well-put-together Irish team. Mexico certainly in no hurry here, and with no shot clock, with no clearing clock, they can be as patient as they want to be. Refs now put up the stall warning sign. Gonna have to keep it in. There's Gary Vasquez moving it up the field, showing his acceleration. Is Mexico gonna get a chance right here? Yes, they are. Is that a goal? Yes, it is. Will Cabrera, who else? Somehow sneaks it off of the replacement goaltender for Austria, Mika Vima. Vima comes in and gets a taste of what Will Cabrera's cooking. Doesn't like it. That near side finish is so tricky. Tough ask for Vima coming off the bench to replace Cedric Ferrer, who put together a great game. Mexico wins the faceoff forward. This is Aaron Escobedo. What is he going to do with it? He's going to shoot, and is that a goal? Oh, it went right, trickled past Vima. Aaron Escobedo makes it an 8-goal game. Rarely do you see a Pole win the faceoff forward a la CJ Costabile in the 2010 National Championship. He wins it forward, solo missions, goes and scores, much to the enjoyment of all the Team Mexico faithful here on the sidelines in San Diego. About 40 minutes from the border to our brothers to the south. The San Diego-Mexico connection runs deep. 3 native San Diegans on Team Mexico's roster. And here comes Josh Sanchez, gets to his right hand, gets to the middle of the field, pass back. Jake Larambidi. And there is some physical play happening. Austria, so proud to represent their country. They know people are watching back home. They are not going to take a second for granted. As Vima gets the ball out of his stick and just says, I don't want it in my zone, and credit to Nikki Shannon, who puts on the wheels. And good wheels at that. Those afterburners on Shannon at full thrust. Now it's going to be Garlinghouse. Garlinghouse has had himself quite a game. Multiple chances, oftentimes created just by himself, like we saw right there. This Austria team looking to do everything that they can. Carson Lombardi forcing the issue as some bodies hit the floor. As Mexico pushes it up. Talking to the coaching staff of Team Mexico, they said that this is a team that has reconnected with their heritage through the sport of lacrosse. Always so important. Here comes Juan Contreras. He does a spin move, beats his man, and Vima with his first save of the game on a doorstep shot by Juan Contreras. A great save for the young goaltender. And we'll see if Mexico decides to push the issue. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Mexico looking for their first win of the tournament and very likely going to get it. Gerard Probst playing defense here. Pass to the backside. Mike Hernandez, he has a missile. And another save by Vima. Mike Hernandez shooting it, helping out the goalie by shooting it right at his stick. And we have officially crossed under the 2-minute mark. Mexico certainly not taking their foot off the gas. Goal differential does matter in this tournament, and it's not often you get to suit up with your teammates. This tournament happens once every 4 years as Hernandez gets it again. He's guarded by Mason Supans, harassing him. Hernandez looks to make a pass, goes over the head of the intended target, and with 1 minute 37 seconds left, we'll see what Austria can muster up. Going back to the point about Team Mexico reconnecting with their heritage as we see a loose ball scrum. Some of these scrums have been so physical, so aggressive. And as Team Mexico reconnected with their heritage, they take pride in the fact that they embrace the chance to not be on the team when this tournament happens again, so that they can pass the torch. Both sentiments shared by Austria and Mexico of wanting to grow the game in their home country, not just relying on Americans with heritage of Mexico or Austria. Officially under the 1 minute mark, 8-goal game. As Mexico gets a shot off, and that should do it as flags fly. Taylor Fiakowski puts the icing on the cake and the nail in the coffin. Mexico is going to get their first victory of the 2023 World Lacrosse Championships here. As you look at Vima right there, only so much you can do. He's made a couple saves as we get ready for what very well might be the last face-off of the day. It's going to be an unnecessary roughness penalty on Austria, so Mexico's going to get automatic possession. That unnecessary roughness does tend itself to maybe have Mexico sneak in another goal here. You're going to give me unnecessary roughness? Well, maybe I just score another goal here with 30 seconds left. Are they going to do just that? Pass down low, shot, goal! Nate Sanchez gets in on the action, the youngest member of the team, the smallest member of the team, and you can see what that meant to this Mexican national team. The crowd celebrating loudly, the bench firing off some energy. And as Mexico makes it a 10-goal game, while Austria does not like that they scored that goal, a special moment for young Nate Sanchez. And you can see how much that meant given the reaction from the men in black. I jinxed it last time, I'll jinx it again. Potentially the last face-off of the day. Mexico gets possession with just under 30 seconds left to play here in beautiful San Diego, California. We're on San Diego State's campus. Is Mexico going to do anything with it here? Looks like there's going to be an illegal procedure call. Strike that. A penalty on Klaus Hauer. And if I had to tab an MVP for Austria, it would be Klaus Hauer, the do-it-all man, the utility man, the man who can do it all. Not only is he scoring goals, he's taking draws. He's getting scrappy. He loves wearing the red and white, and that is represented well in the way that he plays. Last 15 seconds are going to tick off of the clock here. Mexico feeds it to the backside. Shot and goes just wide. Again, that was young Nate Sanchez, and we are under 10 seconds. Let's see what Mexico tries to do here. Toe drag underneath. Shot goes off the pipe. And with 2 seconds, 1 second left, time expires, and Mexico gets its first victory in the 2023 World Lacrosse Pool E Championship. Thanks largely in part to Will Cabrera, number 33. He played a fantastic and phenomenal game as they go down and mob the goalie. Gotta love to see the young children flying the flag of Mexico up and down the field. Talk about inspiring the next generation for Team Mexico. It looks like they have done just that. Isn't that a beautiful sight to see? Hopefully they are idolizing players like number 33, Will Cabrera, number 16, Mike Hernandez. Mexico 15, Austria 5. This has been Nick Ocello on the broadcast from in behalf of all the producers, cameramen and women, and everybody that has done so much work to put on this fabulous tournament for moments like you're seeing on the screen. Mexico comes away with his first victory of the tournament. Austria will be looking for theirs later this weekend. Thank you for joining me. We will see you next time. 2023 World Lacrosse Men's Championship.